Today, our group is going to be discussing bugs within globalization and how different countries around the world use bugs in products and food. This topic does have ethical implications stemming from the debate over replacing current food sources with insects in order to cut back the use of resources to feed larger populations of people. Western cultures, specifically the United States, are against eating insects due to stigmas and large amounts of other creatures being used as food sources instead, such as cows and chickens and whatnot. Biocontrol has become an ethical dilemma in the agricultural society in deciding how to humanely get rid of pests using other kinds of bugs or insects. The use of insects in beauty and cosmetics has also become an ethical debate among animal rights culture. An ethical debate about using insects in these kinds of products has created controversy over whether companies selling these products should be disclosing what they're actually using as dye, such as in lipstick and other products like that we'll discuss later on.
Bugs have been used in cuisine around the world for centuries, so why are they so stigmatized in the US? In China, they are commonly sold by street vendors on skewers. In Mexico, they are used in sauces such as soup broth, salsa, and guacamole. In Ghana, they use palm weevil larvae to make homebrewed wine. In the US, there is generally a negative stigma towards eating bugs, but they have slowly started to make their way into the food chain, with cricket flour and protein powder being the most common so far. While it is possible to be allergic to bugs, there are risks associated with eating bugs, such as toxins from pesticides. They can be properly regulated by the FDA, as all foods are. Most everyday shelf items have some form of insects in it, either in fragments or eggs, including but not limited to canned or frozen vegetables and fruits, common spices, including cinnamon, paprika, ginger, nutmeg, cherries, jams, liquor, coffee, beans, etc.
Bugs are high in proteins and vitamins while being low in fat, and since there are so many species and the reproduction rate is so high, they are a sustainable food source and don't require much in terms of an environment to reproduce in, so you can have insect farms almost all over the world. And many of them can be used as substitutes for chicken, shrimp, and nut flavors. They are a versatile food source, and you can cook them in many different ways, including but not limited to baking, frying, roasting, and putting them on kebabs. This is especially relevant for countries facing food shortages or that have high rates of malnutrition and anemic people. However, despite all of their nutritional benefits, bugs are still seen as a last resort food or something that signifies poverty. They aren't too far off from shrimp in terms of their scientific classification, and the US is actually in the minority of the world for not eating them. So you should try our cricket flour brownies.
People do not realize that many of their everyday products are enhanced by insects. Carmine, a natural red dye, comes from scale insects called cochineal bugs. Not only is this red dye used in fruit drinks and candy, but many of the cosmetics that contain red coloring use this natural dye. If you have ever gotten a strawberry frappuccino from Starbucks, then you have consumed this insect-derived product. Ironically, people are more inclined to choose artificial food colorings made from coal tar, which are proven to have carcinogens, rather than consume carmine.
Next, we are going to discuss biocontrol, which is the use of a natural predator to control an overpopulation of another species. Insects typically populate quickly, especially if they do not have any natural predators in their ecosystems. Emerald ash borer is one example of an invasive species, along with the Asian longhorn beetle and the gypsy moth. All of these exist within Midwest and the United States. The emerald ash borer is from Asia, where the ash trees have formed natural protections against insects. In the United States, the trees don't have this resistance, so the emerald ash borer eats these trees with little to no resistance against them, so it's pretty easy to just demolish these forests.
Bugs are already integrated into our daily lives, and so we should take full advantage of their potential as a resource to improve upon the technology we currently have. They have unexplored nutritional potential, can be used to produce allergen-free all-natural products, reduce chemical waste, and help rectify the imbalance we've created in ecosystems from invasive species. Globalization has allowed various cultures to exchange ideas and open doors to new uses for bugs in everyday life.